Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Sunday afternoon edition of the daily weather briefing for Sunday, March 20th, 2022. First, we're going to take a look at our temperatures across the region. We're roughly seasonably average with temperatures in the 50s, some areas out west in the 40s. But this slightly cooler pattern will not last by any means. Here's a look at our afternoon highs across our region and slightly above average. For this time of year, with temps mostly in the 70s, with some areas closer to the bay and out into the mountains slightly cooler. Forecasted highs for Tuesday, very similar to Monday, with highs mostly in the 60s and 70s, with some areas being slightly cooler in far northern Maryland and out west. And for Wednesday, it's going to be slightly cooler with highs in the 60s and some areas down into the 50s along the bay and out west. Here's a look at the current hazards across the country. And mostly quiet across the eastern portion of the United States, but in the central and western United States, a lot is going on, with the red flag warning extending all the way from southeastern Arizona to central South Dakota, which means there's an elevated risk of wildfires to develop within that region, as well as some wind advisories, flash flood watches, and a few scattered winter storm and winter weather advisories along the Rocky Mountains. Now we're going to take a look at the potential weather hazards that may affect our area throughout the week or so. And there's definitely quite a bit to talk about pertaining to the possibility of heavy rain and maybe even some severe weather later this week. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Here's the current look right now as of 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And as you can see, we have a low off to our northeast with a high pressure ridge developing across the southeast United States, but that's not going to last for long. This is 8 a.m. on Monday, and as you can see, a high pressure system has begun to develop across the southeastern United States, bringing us some more warm and stable weather for the time being. But this will not last, as the high pressure system will begin to move out, and the storm system coming in from the west will affect many parts across the southeast and eastern United States by midweek. This is 8 p.m. on Monday, and the storm system has begun to rapidly intensify. As strong to severe thunderstorms are likely across the eastern half of Texas and heavy rains across the states of Oklahoma and Arkansas. This is 8 a.m. on Tuesday and still relatively dry across the eastern seaboard, although some severe thunderstorms are likely across portions of Louisiana and Mississippi on this day, with heavy rain across much of the mid-south and upper Midwest. This is 8 p.m. on Wednesday, and this storm system is continuing to make its way east, with strong to severe thunderstorms likely across Mississippi and Alabama, and heavy rain into parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, and Missouri. By 8 a.m. on Wednesday, the low has moved east and is now starting to affect most of the eastern seaboard, with heavy rain possible for all the way from the Florida Peninsula to parts of the Midwest here. And this is 8 a.m. on Thursday. The storm system is now starting to move out with a cold front rolling through our area, which will luckily bring us more cooler but stable weather for next weekend. This is 8 a.m. on Friday, and the system has officially moved off to our east, with cooler temperatures and more gusty winds behind the system. This is 8 a.m. on Saturday, and as you can see, mostly clear and mostly dry across our entire region. Just like last video, we are going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center severe weather outlooks for this time of year, as it's extremely important, as we may possibly see some strong to severe thunderstorms late evening on Wednesday and overnight on Thursday. So this is day one. This is day one or today, which is Sunday, and mostly clear across our country with maybe a small chance of strong to severe thunderstorms along the far southern tip of the Florida Peninsula, and maybe a rumble of thunder out along the Rockies, but other than that, mostly clear and mostly dry across our entire region. Now this is day two, which is Monday, and this is a very big severe day across the eastern half of Texas. As you can see, a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk has been issued, extending from Austin, Waco, and even parts of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex into the far eastern Texas piney woods. This includes 3 major metro areas, including the Houston, Austin, and Dallas metroplexes, and also larger communities out in the Texas piney wood as well, such as such as Waco, Lufkin, and Nacogdoches. This is the tornado outlook for day 2, and as you can see, a 10% significant tornado risk, which means this means that there's this means that there's a 10% chance of a tornado of EF2 strength or greater within 25 miles of any given point within the risk area. Now you might be wondering why I'm explaining this to you now. The reason is because we are starting to enter severe weather season, and I don't want to sound redundant constantly. So I'm explaining it here so I don't have to in future videos when we do in fact have major severe threats. If you want me to make a separate video on this, I would be more than happy to. So I can just get this out of the way and not have to explain this every time. This is the wind risk again. A 30% chance of damaging wind gusts within a 25-mile point of any location within the 30% risk area. This is not a significant risk though, so it's just any thunderstorm wind gusts beyond 60 miles per hour. This is the hail risk for day 2, and as you can see, the significant risk and the 30% risk for large hail overlap, with the greatest threat being extending from around San Antonio to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex along I-35. So that means that places like Austin and Waco have a 30% chance of seeing significant hail within a 25-mile radius of any given point. This is day 3, and as you can see, a level 4 out of 5 moderate risk has been issued from extending from around Alexandria, Louisiana, up into central and east central Mississippi. And this is extremely dangerous as day 3 moderate risks tend to be very rare. Moderate risks in general are uncommon, but having this much confidence for a significant severe weather day this early is extremely concerning. Especially considering that the models have been uptrending in the severity of this potential event. So this is certainly a day to watch. If you have any relatives living within Mississippi or Louisiana, definitely give them a call and give them a heads up about this potential severe weather day on Tuesday for this region. This is day 4, and a slight risk has been issued extending from the northern Florida Peninsula all the way into parts of central Virginia. Now, part of our area is technically within this, but regardless, regardless on day 4, there's still the potential for maybe some severe thunderstorms within our region, although it's too uncertain to but it's too uncertain to know the severe threats at this time. But this is definitely a day we should watch, especially This is day 4, and as you can see, a slight risk has been issued from parts of the far northern Florida Peninsula all the way up into central Virginia. And part of our area is technically within this, although it's a very, very small portion. And even though our area is not within the slight risk, this is still certainly a day to watch, as we could still get some severe thunderstorms late evening on Wednesday into overnight on Thursday. So we gotta watch this event very closely to see if the risk area gets extended farther north on day 3 or day 2. Stay tuned for any updates on this potential severe weather day. Here's the rain for the next 7 days, and we'll see roughly around 0.1 to 0.5 inches, with maybe slightly more along the Blue Ridge Mountains. And this is the brand new Climate Prediction Center outlook for next week, and if this verifies, we will see slightly below average temperatures and slightly below average precipitation. That's going to do it for today's daily weather briefing. The next daily weather briefing should be out either early tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. So stay tuned for that, as we could see a major weather event mid next week, depending on how things play out.